We are delighted that Jean-Louis Bleau, the new executive director of the Chilliwack Cultural Centre, agreed to be our next presenter. Freshly arrived from Calgary, Jean-Louis eagerly accepted our invitation as he is keen to engage with his new community and learn about the cultural and creative aspirations of Chilliwackians. In Calgary, he provided creative and administrative leadership to the Mount Royal University Conservatory, offering a unique intersection of performing arts and education. He is a choral director, noted for his interdisciplinary productions, some of which he will describe in his Pecha Kucha. Jean-Louis, please.
Thank you. I'd like to start by thanking Ian Fenwick and the Chilliwack Creative Commission for inviting me, being so new here to Chilliwack. As mentioned, I worked at Mount Royal University Conservatory, but I also worked at the University of Calgary and still work at the University of Calgary teaching a course to all the fine arts students on interdisciplinary collaboration. Collaboration is something that has become a part of my creative practice. That practice mainly rooted in choral and orchestral conducting and primarily focusing in the choral realm and expanding outwards. And what I love to do is explore through music, push boundaries, and take risks. So for Creativity Unbound, what I thought I would talk about is an ensemble I formed called Artio. Artio is spelled A-R-T-I-O. And I'll just read a little bit of what we would talk about with Artio. So Artio was noted as being Calgary's premier exponent of collaborative experimental choral theatre, in the words of Stephen Bonfield of the Calgary Herald. The name Artio is derived from a Celtic word for bear, and was the name of a Gallo-Roman goddess who often took the form of a bear. She represented creative, bold, and emergent abundance, all qualities that I hope the members of Artio would eventually embrace. Artio specialized in choral music that was distinct, demanding, diverse, and innovative. We explored a variety of genres from early music through to innovative creations being crafted by today's composers. We reimagined and reinvented the music of the past, embraced the avant-garde music of tomorrow, while continually seeking to push the boundaries of choral music and performance. In addition, Artio has been involved in a number of collaborative events, performing on stage with Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield and Tanya Tagaq. Artio performances fuse music with innovative ideas and other art forms, what we would call choral theater performances that drew upon the talents and imagination of the members. So what is choral theater when I talk about that? Well, choirs are usually stand and deliver choirs. They stay in place and they use their voice and sing. Or there's musical theater ensembles or show choirs with jazz hands and pop dancing. That's not what choral theater is. Choral theater was the collision of choral music, theater, dance, set design, costume design, art, and culture, all in the service of telling a story or addressing a topic. Some of the stories that Artio would explore was how technology has enslaved us and we're kind of locked into our devices, which were actually meant to liberate us and allow us more time and freedom. Or we would address climate change, bullying, and other social justice issues and concerns. So how did Artio come to be? It was my curiosity of working at the intersections of ideas and cultures, taking risks and being willing to fail along the way, and Canadian composer R. Murray Schafer. When I discovered the music of R. Murray Schafer, it blew open the doors to what I thought could be possible when working with music ensembles in particular. And to kind of describe a little bit about R. Murray Schafer, I'll talk about some of his operas. He would displace the audience in terms of space and time. His opera Princess of the Stars takes place on a lake and starts at 3:30 in the morning and ends as the sun comes up. This slide here from the Black Theatre of Hermes Trismegistos is an opera that's meant to take place in an abandoned mine. He has a 7-day opera where everybody gathers together in the backcountry in Ontario, or used to prior to COVID, and they would create encounters for each other, culminating in a core drama which would take place on the last day. Or his opera Ra, which details the mythical journey of the Egyptian sun god Ra, as at night he descends down to battle Apophis in the hopes of rising again. And it strikes me that the Chilliwack Cultural Centre and the area surrounding it is almost perfect for this all-night opera, which could last between 8 and 10 hours. And I'm just planting that seed. So hashtag creative goals for my time here in Chilliwack. The intersection of ideas and exploring artistic disciplines, similar to Armory Schaefer, but in my own way, was also predicated on the idea of brainstorming on images. I'm a very visual person, even though I work in the realm of music. And so brainstorming on these images led me towards unique ways of working with artists, and I began to work with aerialists, synchronized swimmers, butoh dancers, and movement artists of all kinds. And in doing that, I began to think of how the choir occupies space differently. Through this exploration over time, RTO became a highly adaptable and fearless group of choral theater artists. Working at the intersection of creativity, rooted in a love of choral music, but pushing and expanding out, becoming so much more than just a choir. And I think another key element that is part of RTO and how we were able to accomplish so much with people who primarily started just as vocalists, who don't move, was this idea of taking risks and being willing to fail. Our society sometimes looks at failure as a bad thing, but for me, success comes because of failure. And with all of my choirs, I have one rule that I start every rehearsal at the beginning of the season with, and that is, there are no mistakes, only creative embellishments. So be creative. If that means you're gonna sing a wrong note, and we'll add it in. I see mistakes as additive. Mistakes are the act of creation itself. It helps us learn, it helps us grow. And when it comes to making mistakes on more than one occasion in my career and in the life of creativity and discovery, mistakes actually become the new and exciting idea or tool. And I'm delighted that I've been asked to actually present a clip of RTO and some of the stuff that we do. So the presentation, short clip that you're gonna see is excerpts from a piece we titled Scorch. Scorched was about water scarcity and class divide. And you'll see in this clip a little bit of how we pushed sound, embracing the music of a Vancouver composer, Katerina Gimmon. At the end, you'll hear this piece called Fire, but then also how we became a very active and theatrical ensemble. So with that, just a short excerpt from Scorched.